Hey everybody, it's me, Sarah. This is vlog episode number 3, and yesterday I was talking about how I didn't know what to fix next, but I remembered that something in our fridge is broken. Now, once again, this is a super simple project. Fingers crossed. Like the last two happened to actually not need anything actually to be fixed, but this is driving me crazy, and while it's a project I'd really like to put off indefinitely, it's starting to get super annoying. So nothing's really wrong with the fridge itself, like nothing complicated with the mechanics or the coolant or anything, but one of the drawers is stuck. Like stuck. And of course it's the drawer we always use, and so I'm going to take a look and see if we can't fix it. I looked the other day and tried, but I think I have to basically take all the compartments and shelving out, which again shouldn't be a big deal, but I do want to figure out what's sticking in there. And I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable here and open up probably the messiest part of our house, the fridge. So here goes. It's like opening up your closet and seeing what's inside to the world. My big problem with the fridge is I'm pretty much too lazy to ever put things back where they belong, and I'm also the one to put things back where they belong, or to put things back in the fridge. So I end up throwing it in there and then just having to reorganize once in a while. But the other problem is, as with most things, there's just not always a great place to do it, and nothing ever fits quite right, and you end up just shoving it, and now with this bottom drawer being jammed, it's even worse. So the problem is this drawer will not slide out. The other day it was sticking, and my wife was like, hey, the drawer's sticking, as if it's but okay. I took a look, pulled it right out, it worked fine. I pushed it back in, and that's the last time we've opened it. So we can, we've been doing the kind of thing and hoping I don't get my arm stuck, but I suppose I should get to this today. So I'm going to take everything out of the fridge and also give it a good clean while I'm doing the repairs. Another confession, I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if this is a problem like that I personally have, or most Americans have, or my viewers have, but I feel like 90% of our fridge is condiments, and only like 20% of the storage is for condiments, and that's probably our biggest problem. Is it maybe we need a condiment fridge that all of our stuff can fit in, and then we just have like a little mini fridge for like the stuff, the actual food. The other problem we have is, it's just always not the right space for us. So I used to have 2 different drawers, and I started joking that I finally figured out, I could never figure out what to put in what drawer. Obviously people that are thinking and are organized are fruits in one and vegetables in the other. I like to do vegetables that we're actually going to eat and vegetables that we just keep long enough to throw away when they're rotten. And then I finally just did away with that one altogether, and now we have a bacon drawer and a vegetable drawer. So my viewers could probably tell me a way easier way to move this fridge, but I'm just muscling through it as you do. I have to pull it all the way out from the wall to open this door far enough. This little jar of moonshine just fell off the top of the fridge, and I feel like it's a sign that could help this project go a little easier. I'm just going to leave that there to think about. I just have to get it past this wall. And this is the only way I can do it. Oh yeah. Okay. Taking this drawer out now. the bacon drawer, gotta keep that one safe. So I have no idea how to get this drawer unstuck. I did a little Googling and surprisingly found a video of a guy with the same exact fridge having trouble with that. There's the water filter right there, so I can't just take that drawer off. He was saying that it ices up back there and it might be getting stuck like that, which could be true. I can lift up the drawer a little bit and like look under it a tiny bit. I might see a little ice way in the back, which could be causing it. So now I'm trying to think if I wanted, I could defrost the whole fridge and see if that's the problem. But now I've just really run out of energy to do a project like that. So I have to do some more thinking, maybe thinking about taking a nap, I don't know, instead, but I feel like I should only do that once or twice a week. So, video who was bashing Samsung, I mean, I can kind of see where he's coming from. We've had this fridge, it was in the house when we bought it 3 years ago. I don't know how old it is. The only problem we've had so far with it is this milk drawer keeps breaking because when we go to close it and it hits something, it'll crack. And we've replaced that twice, and it's a $50 drawer, which usually when it breaks, we go without for a while to punish myself and remind myself I don't deserve nice things. And then I go buy one, so. Hey, so it's Monday morning. I started the first part of this video, I think last Thursday or Friday, thinking I could get her knocked out. I quickly realized that the problem is more than just a stuck drawer. So I've been doing some YouTubing and Googling and figuring out the problem. Decided to put everything back in my newly cleaned fridge though, which has been enjoyable to live with this weekend. Maybe cried a little bit, but I did figure out a couple. Like I said, it's Monday morning. I'm on my second latte for the day, but it's early, so that is not going to be a problem this time. I've taken everything back out of the fridge. I've run to Lowe's. So a little thing that I don't know if you've picked up yet, but it's probably my favorite store. The other day I went to a mom meeting, and it was the first meeting of the season, and all the moms were talking about their favorite stores, and everyone went up one at a time, and across the board, the favorite store was Hobby Lobby, TJ Maxx, Target, and I decided not to raise my hand, but yeah, mine's Lowe's, so. Anyway, got that. I decided while I'm at this whole project, our fridge has a water filter system. Here's a water filter. As you can see, embarrassingly, this says the last time it's been changed is December of 2012. The red light in our fridge has been off, going on to fix it for at least a year, but I know they're super expensive, so I did decide while I'm working on this to run out. I had to go to Lowe's to grab one. I got a new filter. So anyway, I will show you because, you know, a lot of these YouTube videos just assume you know all this stuff. I don't. So that's, again, you know, my whole procrastination thing is I don't know how the heck to fix the filter or where to even look to do that. So I'll just keep putting it off indefinitely. I also know these are super expensive, which they were $50 for this. And I'm sure they want you to replace it every 6 months. I don't know, for $50, for $100 a year, I might be willing to just take my chances with the water. But anyway, let me quick show you how this works. Basically, this goes in here and you turn it and lock it. It was super simple. I don't know why I thought it was harder than that, but that also might be why we're getting water leaking. but I did go out and buy a new one. So I did learn several little tricks in my YouTube video that I watched. The guy's name was Coderman, so he had a really good one because he actually did step-by-step how to disassemble, even taking out the shelves, because a lot of these guys, like, they'll just show you with everything removed anyway. Like, I don't know how to get this stupid shelf out. So there was a trick to this shelf. Again, super clever, but you would never know that otherwise. So, right here, there's two little buttons that you push in, and it pops this off of here, and then you pull the shelf straight out, and that removes that. Isn't that handy and clever? Okay, so that reveals, I'm going to just bring this up here. Like I said, I'm super not good at this part, but anyway. There are 3 screws here that we have to undo, and then there's one, this little cover has another screw in it that we undo, and we're going to take off this whole panel. So I'm going to attempt that now. I don't think you guys really need to see me unscrewing that panel, but there looks like there's 4 or 5 screws, and then you just take a tool and kind of work your way carefully around this, as it is plastic and could easily break, which is something I probably do. So hopefully I can do that without breaking it and bursting into tears. So I'm going to attempt to do that. And I'm going to pry this off in front of you guys just to show you how careful you have to do it, or maybe how easy it ends up being. It seems to pry off the bottom a little bit. There's a piece of styrofoam behind there that you want to take off with it. And you just have to be really careful because it does seem to be frozen in place. So, yes, perfect. Okay, so I got that off. At the top here, if you can see, there's a couple little plugs, a blue one and this white one that I'm going to undo so that I can get that panel off. You just carefully wiggle those off, and the whole panel comes off, and there is water coming off this panel. Looks like it's a little wet in there. So here's the cooling fans, and so there's the drain right here, and it's full of ice, but it doesn't seem to be overflowing. But there's definitely condensation in there, which I don't think there's supposed to be. So I'm going to go ahead and just let that thaw, I think, for a little bit. This guy, Coderman, said you could use a hair dryer to kind of thaw that. So I'm going to do that, and I'm also going to thaw back here where it's been dripping down, I think. And, so I just wiggled this drawer, and it finally came loose because this has been building up behind it. So yay, we figured out that problem. So I'm going to just go ahead and take this drawer out now so that I can clean under there. There's just a ton of ice built up that's been falling all over the place here. all over the floor. So it's been happening for quite a while, which is why the drawer hasn't been able to open or shut. So now I have a big mess to get clean. So I got the drawer out, and you can see in there it is just a huge sheet of ice and super, super duper gross. So as the housewife, I will get to my job and get that cleaned up too. That is super disgusting. So a little tip for homeowners, take that drawer out every once in a while when you go to clean your fridge. Super important. That drawer just pulls right out and it's nasty in there. Okay, so I've let everything thaw in there. It looks like there's not really any blockage. I'm wondering if it was more from the water filter starting to back up because it had been so long since we changed it. But there was condensation in water and ice that was dripping from the coolant. So I just kind of let that thaw out. I used a hair dryer to really blow anything left, and I put a little water in the drain hole to see if it was blocked at all, and it seemed to run fine. So I'm going to put the panel back and hope that I don't break it. But anyway, it seemed like a really easy fix. Yay! I'm just going to give you guys a look at the panel. It's got the styrofoam. And again, I'm just going to reconnect these two plugs. Super easy. They're color coded. I love that. Put them back, screw them in. The other nice YouTube man also explained you just want to be really careful with those fins as they're part of the cooling system, and you can cause damage and then have to replace all that. So I'm going to carefully put this back and put the screws back in. And he also explained that there are 2 long screws that were down the middle, and then the 2 shorter screws were the ones for the bottom. Get some coffee. I mean, it was a little bit of an emergency because I didn't know how long I would be thawing the fridge out, and I figured I should use some of the milk up just in case. Just trying to help out. That this is a recurring problem. So I would definitely check the water filter first, make sure it's not the one leaking into the drawer. If this drawer again doesn't shut or get stuck, it's most likely water leaking and then freezing. Sounds like a pretty easy fix though. Every once in a while, if it does keep happening, just take it apart and let it thaw out and you should be good to go. Set this in here. And it has very easy directions if you want to follow directions. You just twist it in there. Maybe I should read the directions. So I started to read the directions for the filter. First thing is you got to go just quickly turn off the water supply to the fridge. Sure. Which means you have to take your fridge out from the wall. And I guess if you want to look on the bright side, this is the perfect chance that you do your once every 6 month behind the fridge cleaning, right? Again, super disgusting back there. So I'll be cleaning that, but I just wanted to show you what on my very poor. Anyway, right there is the water supply. So you just turn that valve while you do this. And then spend the next hour cleaning behind your fridge. Super simple. I don't know what I did the first time, but anyway, you put it in with this little lock button horizontal. Push it in and then just twist it to the right a quarter turn and it should be locked and good to go. Maybe you don't have to turn off the water supply line, but because that seems like a ridiculous amount of work to have to get to. I really don't want to admit this, but I'm not sure I can get that drawer back in. I wish I could just have 10 minutes of video of me trying to fit this back in. I have no idea. The struggle is real. I don't know how to do it. I'm starting to sweat. I need to just calm down and think this through. Well, it would help if I could remember how it went back in. I was thinking I had to slide it in these tracks, which does not work. It actually sat right on top of the tracks, which is why I'm including this in my video, because I'm sure there's someone out there who knows the struggle. I figure while I'm cleaning the fridge out, I'm going to take a look at the ice, and as you can see, it's all backed up too, so this might be a handy project while I have everything out, because usually when the fridge is not out from the wall, I can't pull this out of here to clean it. So this is the opportune time to do your every 6-month cleaning, which I didn't know I had to add to my list. Thanks for tuning in to episode 3 of Just the 7 of Us lesbian flannel do-it-yourself fix-it projects. This one was kind of exciting because I thought it was just a simple drawer that was getting stuck, and instead it was the fridge. And as daunting and scary as it seemed, it was a super easy fix, and I know a little bit more about fridges now. Just wanting to recap on what we've learned today. Let's see, what did we learn today? Oh, I know. I learned that between the time it took me to fix the fridge was like 15 minutes. But the time it took me to take everything out of the fridge, clean the fridge, figure out what was wrong with the fridge, take the fridge out from the wall, clean behind the fridge, and put everything back was probably 4 hours. And then on top of that, it took me about 5 days to get around to working up the courage to actually do it, not knowing how long it might take, and about 2 weeks of the drawer being stuck to even look into fixing it. So it kind of goes to show you that the fix-it part is often the super easy part, and so just to keep that in mind, if you're the person that's doing the prep work, you have a lot bigger job. So you're always allowed to have several lattes to really work up the courage to do that, and just dive right in and remember that how hard can it be is the key to pretty much fixing anything. So hopefully we'll have episode 4 coming out soon, where I'm going to attempt to change the spark plugs in our cars. I'm again trying to decide if it's worth doing on my own or waiting till my dad comes in a month. So, but if I don't do that project, I'm sure we'll come up with a new one. Speaking of which, again, I kind of mentioned in the tub video that if you're really looking for just a quick do-it-yourself video without all the chit-chat, this is probably not the videos for you. Like the other day, I sent this to my best buddy, my ex-husband-in-law, thinking he'd get a good kick out of it. And when I asked him, like, what'd you think? He's like, well, it was good, but I just kept scrolling through to see when you were going to actually fix something. Okay, well, thanks. Hopefully he did actually watch them, but we do fix things here, but I do want to just show the other side of fixing it, that it's not always just the fixing part. It's how to do it, how to figure out how to do it, all the prep work that goes into it, and just, again, my musings, because as a newly at home without any children around person, I am just looking for something to do. So we'll see you next time. Bye.